So Donald Sterling does not only need punishment in probably the forfeiture of the Clippers, but he also the franchise, but also he needs an education. Today, 2014, you'd expect that important people will have education. Now, I can remember, you know, in the 60s and other times, maybe in the 19th century, whatever, blacks were looked as a chattel and demeaned and the whole nine yards. But this was just one way of probably being able to carry forward the inhumanity and the inhumane treatment and so on. But after that, now you have an education and you realize that, well, Egypt was Africa and black people ruled the world first, and brought on the pyramids, taught medicine and agriculture and irrigation and so many different things that we take for granted today. Basically start library education and so on. But as I said, it's a way of being able to execute the type of social order that existed way back then. But today, where education is widespread and so on, I think that he needs to be honest and look and see that, first of all, humans are humans. We all, have that same blood. We could share blood amongst races if, somebody requires a transfusion. You just stop the breathing for 4 minutes and you're dead. He thinks that probably he's superior to the blacks, and perhaps he could stop his breath for maybe 20 minutes and he's still going to be good. And maybe he thinks that Africa never existed, as how some people claiming that the Holocaust never existed. So I think he needs an education, and not only him, but so many other people. And I just hope that people who are outraged by this behavior aren't racist also, blacks or whites, or even browns, or even yellows. Today we should be celebrating brotherhood. We should be working together, because we're seeing where so many mistakes are being made by many people up there. You have Snowden, you have Bradley Manning, so many different people, and you ask yourself if they were qualified one, and if you had another type of person, maybe a black, a yellow, or a brown, in the same position, whether they would have done just what they did. So we come to the place now where it's not race that is important, because we're seeing that who are sort of selling the country out. I've always been advocating that, and Martin Luther started it. He talked about not the color of the skin, but the contents of the character. This is what's crucial. Can this person be left by themselves and they're going to do what has to be done? These are the issues that we need to look at. And so for him to be thinking in terms of making these remarks about blacks and so forth is just a bad sign. And I think that he needs a re-education. And as I said, not only him, but so many others. Maybe we should use this moment for bringing out the information and showing that, black people are much more than what these people are trying to, make of it. When you look in other parts of the world, in Africa and the Caribbean, where black people run their own show, it still seems as if there's a superiority in Europe and in other places where white folks are. And you need to look at it and see that the superiority which they sort of started when they knocked off the Romans and the Greeks and all that stuff has given them power, and they're blinded, and they're obstructing these countries from really progressing. If the world were a free place where comparative advantage and other economic strategies were the determining factor of success and failure, we would have seen a different game out here. Notwithstanding, Africa, what they do over there in Haiti, this godless voodoo thing, is also part of the problem. But so it's not only Donald is a problem. You have these imperialists who are doing this thing too. So let us come to the place now where we're going to just say, hey, who could make this widget better? Go for it. Who has the education? We're talking about education. From the historic, you find that education was so skewed that only people with a certain experience could get in, and the whole nine yards. So, we need to look at this whole thing and see whether it's really, really working for us, because there's such a big economic gap. The economy could have been a lot bigger if other people are given a chance. It's not to say there's not resources. There's enough money out there that blacks could start businesses, and they will come with different services and products. You're not going to necessarily have to duplicate what others are doing. Okay? And so it would be new things into the marketplace. The marketplace becomes more dynamic. They're able to make a better living, and so or we are able to make a better living. And here, who's going to benefit? America. Because, I mean, if I were to talk about me, I would like to have a private jet. I'd like to have a Lexus, a Rolls Royce, Mercedes Benz. I'd like to have a swimming pool. I'd like to have a big house in the mountain. I'd like to have a vacation house. I'd like to, do travels around. I'd like to buy all kind of toys and so on. Hey, that's business activity. So, and I have the stuff to deliver, but, as I'm saying that we holding up Donald Clip, Sterling here and making it appear like, oh, he is so bad. But in real terms, let's look at this carefully and let us, make things in such a way that everything's going to work, and we'll all get out of this hypocrisy and make some real changes.